Welcome back to the Always Thinking Mindset channel, where we give you positive vibes and simple rules to achieve your goals. Now, in today's episode, we are going to speak on how to use a credit card the right way. Right now, before we begin, I want to request, if you love this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It does help the algorithm. If you love the channel, please subscribe. And as always, like I said, we thank you in advance, but let's go ahead and get started. So the first rule we have to follow when using a credit card, you got to understand what's the purpose of the credit card. Now, if you're getting a credit card to go and lavishly spend, which means buy clothes, buy material possessions, then you're more than likely doing it the wrong way. But if you're doing it to balance financial statements, look at your overall spending habits to monitor, then you're on the right path. So the first rule is actually getting the credit card and being approved for the loan. Now, a lot of people take out more money than what they need. And you got to understand that the banks are in it to make money. You can never outsmart the bank. But if you're ahead of the curve and if you know what you're doing and you're very responsible, then you can win. Now, when I say take out the loan, that means slowly in increments, right? Because the bank is only going to give you a loan that they trust you, and especially if you have no credit, perfect opportunity to build credit with a credit card. Now, the second rule has to be you are not to spend 30% of the overall borrow lending. Let's say they give you $20,000. That doesn't mean you have to use the $20,000. It actually hurts your credit. So at the same time, please be responsible. Understand the risks that are involved. Don't overspend on a credit card, even if you need it for something else, right? Because all a credit card is doing is borrowing money until you get that money back, and then you get to pay it off. Now, the third rule and the third lesson of this is use your credit card for personal expenses. And then when you get that statement at the end of the month, you're able to review what's going on, what's your spending habits, you're able to monitor. And that's beneficial, especially if you're trying to build wealth and increase your volume. But at the end of the day, pay it off, right? Because that way you avoid paying interest. And when you avoid paying interest, then you're able to accumulate more wealth, be more productive, and be cognitive of your spending habits, because they want you to drown in debt. When I say they, the banks, right? They want you to drown in debt, make the minimum payment, and when that happens, you never get out of debt. So you got to understand it's a game. Know the rules. Understand the APR interest. Do your research, just like what you're doing now. Read books, but understand a credit card can be a beautiful thing if you have no credit. You're trying to build credit fast, but be cognitive of what you're doing with it, right? Because at the end of the day, we are responsible for ourselves. We are responsible for our spending habits, and we have to monitor money just like anything else to manage it. So, also, just a legal disclaimer: I am not a financial expert. I don't know anything as far as managing wise, but at the same time, I want you to consult with your professional if you feel that you need more advice on relation to credit cards or any kind of credit stance like that. But that pretty much sums up the benefits of a credit card. Obviously, go and spend and build that credit, but watch your spending habits, because in the end, it can come off as a bad thing. And, that is the purpose of building wealth, because you can have all the money in the world, but if you got no credit, you're not building anything. But not only that, banks will not touch you. So that ends today's episode. I hope it was very beneficial. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It will help the algorithm. And please check out my podcast. Please check out the other videos in this channel, and we'll speak soon.